everyone, it's Cathy Zielske. Welcome back to my channel and the craft/dining room. Today I'm sharing another card project using layering stencils. I love to use my Misty tool for this type of product, and I love the way it turned out, even though it had a little bit of a change of heart, which you will see. But I think in the end, turned out pretty cute. To see that card project, stick around. It's coming up next. Here's a look at the products I'll be using today, and check this out. This is one of Pinkfresh Studio's wonderful layering stencils, and this is called Built on Dreams. And the idea here is to stencil this gorgeous pattern inside the shape of a house. So you have the stencils to help you add the color. There is a stamp set here that has thank you and home and all of these wonderful greetings based on home and saying thank you for hospitality. And then there's a coordinating die set to cut out the house once it's all been stenciled. So obviously you don't have to have all the pieces, but this is so fun to do the layering stencils. I think layering stencils are great because they take the guesswork out and they always give you an idea on the back, at least Pinkfresh does. So I literally pulled colors based on what I saw on the back. Oh, flip that one around. And I'm going to give these a try as the colors that I'm going to use. I just swapped out, instead of blues, I went with oranges. So those are the basics. I have a piece of Neenah Solar White Classic Crest that's just a little bit larger than the stencil. And I'm gonna get some blender brushes here, and I'm gonna use my Misty to do the layering stencils, so let's hop to it. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stencils in this particular stencil set. Now here's what I always have to do. If it's got a guide on the back, I am going to keep that guide out just so that I can see what layer does what and make sure that I'm actually stenciling it correctly. I'm also going to be using my Misty tool because I love that you can press your paper into the corner. Take your stencil, press that into the corner, slap a magnet down. Maybe I'll grab another magnet. I have a few extras. And then nothing moves. And the cool thing about that is then you don't need tape and you don't have guesswork and everything just pushes into the corner. I actually learned this from my friend Simon Hurley and did a video where I tested out his hack and it is fantastic. So I've got my paper towel here. And I am going to be starting with green, so I'm going to grab my green blender brush here from Simon Says Stamp. To clean it off, I'm just going over the paper towel like this. If I'm just using dye inks or water-based inks, I don't need to change brushes, and I don't need to wash between each time I use because that's overkill. So I'm going to start here, and I'm going to take the mint color because I want my detail. Is there any detail in this? I think there is. Like, it looks like there's a little detail in here. I want that to be in the meadow color, the darker color. So I'm going to start here, load up, make sure that this is showing up on my paper and I can see it there nicely. Let's put this there so you can see that. I'll have all the supplies listed below, of course. Everything's pushed in and I'm going to blend on this color. It is kind of fun to see how these end up looking once everything's blended. It makes you look like you're pretty fancy and you know what you're doing. And I'm not doing any shading or fancy blending. I'm just layering it in through the stencil. And again, paper's not moving. It's looking great. Of course, at first you're like, is this ever going to come together? And well, we shall see. All right. That is a gorgeous color too, by the way, mint. Bringing some more in. And that is that layer 1? Maybe a little darker at the bottom of each. Why not? I can do it. I think that looks good. Now these stencils are very easy to clean off. You just pop them, you can wipe them down or take them to your sink or whatever you want to do. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Okay, coming in with number 2. Now if I look at these shapes, those are going to be where you see the pinks. So now, again, pushing in, throw that magnet there and throw that magnet there, and I'm going to grab my pink brush. Okay. Again, just wipe it down. Take out the color Ballet Slipper. I think this will be dark enough, but I don't know. I haven't used it. Well, no, that's actually, it's such a pretty color. Haven't used this in a while, and I like the lightness of it, so let's layer in some light pink. These sets are very relaxing too, and I feel like this would be really easy to make, you know, a card set for someone. Once you get your colors down that you like and everything's looking good and you crank one out and you think that's gorgeous, I'm going to do another. You know, once you get all the guesswork out, then you're kind of ready to roll. All right, layer 2 done. I'm going to pick this up and let's see what that looks like. And we have a second layer right in there. I don't think I pressed that hard through my circles. Third layer is going to be, this is where I'm pretty sure, yep, we have green details. And actually, if you ever notice this with your stencil and you have a little piece that hasn't completely popped out from the manufacturer, just pop it and pull, because sometimes that happens. In fact, that might be what happened on my other stencil. I didn't quite have it all popped out. Let me see. Oh, that's why. All right, hold on. I'm actually going to come right back and finish that. I didn't notice that. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to get that little sucker out of there. Pop. Okay, you press this back in, slap it down, and now, oh, there you go. Go back and just get the little hole that you missed. Because, all right, much better. So yeah, just keep an eye on that because, you know, the stencils, they get made, and sometimes little tiny pieces, well, they stick behind. All right, let's move on to the Meadow layer. And that magnet comes down, and I'm not worried about cleaning off this brush because this is, well, maybe I'll just give it a quick wipe, but it's a darker color. Just want to make sure that's showing up. Yep. And this is going to be nice for adding a little bit of detail and darker foliage. So let's come in here, get these guys going. Like that. Okay, and come up here, like that. Isn't it nice though, the Misty, or you know, if you have a stamp positioner, there's also stencil mats I've used in a handful of my videos from Waffle Flower, and I love those, but for the layering stencil, I just think this is cool because nothing moves and tape is not required. All right, and I'll be cleaning that off as well. The next layer is going to be, and again, I'm right side up. Yes, I am. Stencil 4, and it looks like this is going to be my lighter peach color. Okay, I'm going to use a color called Peach Fuzz. Load that up, put my other magnet down, and come in like this. We're all in the corner? Yes, we are. I like oranges and pinks together. I think they're very fun. The blues on the package are great. So, you know, oops, get over there. So if you're stuck and you think, I just don't know what to do, just look at the package. Get a great idea right there. Okay. I definitely love the little orange flourishes. Let's get you up. And let's move on to, I believe, the final piece. Okay. Look at that, the very last one. And this will be in the Sparkling Rose. And I'll just add this happy, bright pink. So only a few areas where it comes in, like that. It just adds a happy pop of bright color onto the piece. And now we have done the ink blending for the piece. Isn't that cool? And you can see that house shape, right? Like it's totally there. So I'm going to let this dry. I'm going to go clean off my stencils and then we'll continue. The next step is going to be stamping the house. You know, I may skip the house for now because I'm going to have better luck just die cutting it or stamping the house after the fact. Right now, I'm going to move on to the greeting, and I'm definitely going to do a thank you because I'm going to use, where's the one? Thank you. Oh, yeah, so grateful to be able to spend some time with you. I love that. And I'm going to probably do it in gold. So let's grab out our Versamark. I'm going to pick up my stamp here, reposition the paper, get that a little prep in there, right? Before I stamp, I'm going to powder up here with my new Rabbit Hole Designs embossing powder tool. Wait, how does this thing work? There we go. Go like that. Click it a couple times to get some powder out. And all we're doing here is just taking any static and oil off the paper. And we go like that. Close it back up and boop, just like that. Kind of cool. It's new for me. I've been using the powder bag since I started making cards back in, oh, when was it? Well, I've been doing it a while. 2017. I've had a powder bag since the beginning. I definitely understand the value of adding the powder down because let's bring in our little press tool here that I use. The reason you do it is just so that when you sprinkle on your embossing powder, of course, the powder only sticks to where you have embossed. I think I'm going to hit that one more time just to get a really nice coating. Anyway, it just makes it so our powder just sticks to the sticky ink and doesn't collect on the paper. So if you ever have a really messy, when you sprinkled on your powder and it looks like a hot mess and there's powder everywhere, it's just because there's static on the paper. All right, I'm going to use Ultra Fine Gold from Simon Says Stamp. It's kind of my go-to gold. Oh, did I get it over there? I hope so. Oh, I did. Oh, that's going to be pretty. So pretty. I think Pinkfresh is just nailing it with their typography right now. Brush away where the powder did stick, even in spite of using the powder or the magic rabbit hole thing. Right there. You know, it just takes a little effort to come in and clean up extra powder, but it's worth it because then it just looks so clean when you heat emboss. And there is my beautifully stamped and embossed thank you greeting. So I've got the house die lined up in what I think is the right position. And what I did for the thank you, I have trouble sometimes seeing exactly how to place these dies. So I'm going to do the old, let's see here, the old template method where you cut a different colored cardstock and it helps you to figure out what is the perfect way to cut your piece. And I learned this from my friend Gina. And that way you kind of pick the best option that you can find. And I think that looks pretty good. Make sure it's all in place so nothing's wonky. And remember, your paper might be a little warped, right? Because you did the heat embossing. But if it's all in place and you think that framing looks good, and I think that looks good, right? Mostly. Then you take your die and you pop it into place. You'll feel it snap in like a puzzle piece. And then you tape that down. So it's a lot of taping, but honestly, some dies are just trickier, I think, to get cuts lined up. So now I'm going to go ahead and run both of these through my die cut machine. Pop that down on the platform and run it through. I think this will look good. Did I get a good cut? I think I did. Oh, yep. Okay, There's my thank you. And actually, yeah, that looks great. And now the house. And again, I think I'm going to add the border. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. But if I cut it first, I'll show you how cool this is. I think. I can always line it back up in the MISTI to have a beautiful guide for cutting. But I'm not sure yet because I actually think that by itself, oh, see, I think that's super cute. I don't even think it needs the border. So you have a choice. You have a choice. All right, let's start planning the rest of the card. This will be a US A2 top folding, right? Score it 5.5. And then, of course, it will fold down to be 4¼ inches wide by 5.5 tall. Give that a good press like that. Now, I'm going to tape this closed so that it stays flat, right? Let's zoom in a little. Now, here's what I've done. I've got foam tape on the back here, and check it out. The house is just going to sit right on the card. Now, if I wanted to, I could get super crafty and blend up here, but you know what? I'm not going to. And the tape that I have here, this is a thinner foam tape. I think this is from Thermoweb or Scrapbook Adhesives. I'm not sure which one. I'll definitely link it, but I think it's Thermoweb. It's a thinner foam tape, right? So this one won't be as high up off the card base. And we're just going to have the margin the same on 3 sides like that. Oh, it's so cute. So now you get that cute little shadow, right? The shadow layer of the house. And now we can position our greeting. And I think I'm going to put it right smack dab in the middle. I actually think that's really cute like that. I've got foam tape here on the back. This is a thicker foam tape because I wanted this greeting to really pop up a little bit more. So I used the regular as opposed to the thin. Get all these backers off. I'm going to put a little liquid adhesive on here just for a bit of wiggle room. So I'll use my Gina K here and just dab a few dollops so that when I place it, they don't just stick exactly where they're going. Because you know foam squares, they do stick like a mother. And we don't want that until we want that. So let's just go. Let's see, I'll look straight down here and put you right in the center of the card like that. See that nice wiggle that I get? Just a little flexibility. Oh, isn't that cute? And I think that's more or less in the center. Press that down. All right. In fact, let me take a little brick. Let's give that a little pressure. All right. And now I think because it's such a clean and simple card, I am going to grab some, let's see, do I want Gold Fever confetti? That's pretty because it has this opalescence to it, or do I want just plain old gold? It's kind of, take a look at here. See the difference here? One has a bit of the opalescence, which in a way it's kind of cool because it would pick up some of the pinks and the oranges. I think I'm going to go wild and do that. All right, let's add the sequins. I just scattered some all around the house, and we'll start up top. I thought I might cover some spots that seemed like naturals, right? The little, you know, just places where you would expect to have them, where those circles are. So there's a big one, and then we just go boop. Pop that in there, and boop. I kind of lost track of how many I put on here. I just kind of did it boop by feel. Pop that in here. Boop. That little dude right there. Boop. And one right here at the bottom. Boop. Just like that. And that is my finished card project. And wait till you see. I don't know if you can tell these sequins have that sort of, well, you kind of catch it a little in the light. See just a little flash there? But I think that is so stinking cute. Oh, I didn't do the inside greeting. Let's do that real quick. We're going to stamp a greeting on here, and what I'm going to do, I like doing this with my Make Art Stay Shown because it will hold the top of the card open really nicely. I guess I don't need the other ones in here. And then I'm going to take, or for sure, yeah, so grateful to be able to spend some time with you. I think that's appropriate for those of us who get to see friends and family from time to time. Gonna pick this up. And I'm just going to rub my finger over it again because, you know, it's brand new. Just want to get it conditioned. And I'm going to ink this up with the Meadow. I thought that would be nice. A lot of times I'll stamp the inside with black, but you know, I may want to test this out once though. That looks awful light. I'm just going to do a little test stamp and see. Oh, let's do this side. Okay, press and lift. And sometimes, too, I find that stamps will be more conditioned. Where's my stamp cleaner? Wipe it off one time, okay? Dry it with my hand. Let's try that again. Okay, ink up the stamp really well, like that. And now I'll just line it up and just stamp it right in the center. Like that. Let the ink transfer. And there's our little greeting on the inside of the card. So grateful to be able to spend some time with you. And that is the finished card project. And again, I think adding that house outline would have been very cool, but I love the minimal look of this card just as it is. Thanks so much for watching today. You can find all of the supplies used in today's video linked below in the description box. I'll see you back here with another card project soon. Thanks so much for watching today. I would love to have you become a subscriber to my YouTube channel. And if you do subscribe, be sure to hit the gray bell below the video so that you don't miss the next time I post. Here are a couple other videos that you might be interested in watching. Thanks so much and have a great day.